What is up? It's your boy Elijah Campbell along with Jack Veltri. As always, it's time to report from the scene of the crime. And tonight, the crime was getting a win against the CAA favorite, South Carolina Gamecocks, 80, Towson 54. Jack, the last time you and I stood here, we were discussing a loss to North Florida, a loss that would be potentially a quad 4 loss on the season. Since then, North Florida took it to Georgia Tech, and Georgia was handling them tonight, but so the loss is further removed, especially considering how well South Carolina played tonight. They played better in the win against South Carolina State, but tonight, Jack, I think we finally got to see what this team can be, especially on the defensive side of the floor, holding Towson to not just 54 points, but a putrid shooting afternoon, 16 of 54 from the field, 5 of 25 from three. For you math majors at home, that is shooting less than 30% overall. Your initial observations from tonight's game, Mr. Veltri?
Yeah, look, this was the last time we were here, like we said, was last Monday for opening night, and we weren't here last Friday because we were at Vanderbilt. So it's been a while since we've seen this team in action. They looked much better tonight. I thought the first half was a really good start for them. Sure, were there some rough moments? Of course, but I thought defensively the effort was a lot better tonight. Again, that's something that Lamont Paris pointed out, was that the help defense was really solid. I mean, you held Towson to 0 of 10 from three-point range to start the game, and by the early minutes you were already out to a double-digit lead, and you kind of held on to that the rest of the game. Now, things did get kind of sloppy a little bit in the second half. You had double-digit turnovers. You weren't shooting as well, but again, when you're up by so many points, it doesn't really matter, and you were still able to win by a good margin. So overall, you should be pleased with the way things went tonight. And look, Towson, like Lamont said, that was a good team last year, and it may not seem like South Carolina's playing good teams right now, but trust me, games like this can be really good for momentum, especially with who's coming up on deck on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, Towson's a team, again, favored to win the CAA. I don't know if they're better than North Florida. North Florida, I think, is better than maybe a lot of people thought, but I think that's also beside the point. You look at what they did defensively tonight. You mentioned Lamont talking about the help defense. They got in position better, and that's the thing, too. They drew a lot of charges tonight. You only draw charges if help defense is able to anticipate where the driver's going. I thought South Carolina did a fantastic job of that tonight. I think BBV took a charge. Colin took a charge. There were a lot of charge taken tonight, and that just a byproduct of getting to the spot early. Help defense was really, really good. And I don't think Towson had just great shot quality all night either. It's a team that loves to drive to the basket and create shots from the drive. And they just didn't get a lot of great looks, and that's credit to the defense too. Offensively, I think you're still trying to find a little bit of an identity. Towson was really hesitant to send double-team help to Nick Pringle and Colin Murray-Boyles, and, well, Colin finished with 27 points. Nick finished with 15. Anytime you can get that type of production from your bigs and you can punish teams for going one-on-one and not bringing help, I think that's a fantastic sign moving forward.
No, most definitely. I thought the inside game was really solid tonight. Like, again, Colin Murray-Boyles is Colin Murray-Boyles, but Nick Pringle, I think we'd been waiting for him to kind of take that step forward. And look, it's only, 3 games in the season now, so the season's still young. But you hadn't seen that big complementary type of performance that would go alongside really well with CMB. And Pringle was really good tonight. Again, I mean, look, he had I'm trying to find the numbers on here. But anyway, 6 of 8 from the field. Very good. He was pretty solid on some of these inside looks he was taking. And I think he wasn't afraid of drawing contact and taking tough shots inside. And again, rebounds were good tonight. Both those guys almost had a double-double apiece, 1 rebound away from doing so for each. So you have to be pleased with the way those guys played. But you're right, Elijah, they are still trying to figure out what that identity is really going to be, because he only made 6 of 21 threes tonight.
Yeah, and the thing with Nick, too, is he played such a different role at Alabama last year. He mentioned it tonight that he was in the dunker spot a lot, which is, for those who don't know, that's the spot right along the baseline near the basket. So if a guard drives into the lane, he's kind of there to catch lobs, right? That was his whole MO at Alabama, was catch lobs. He's either setting screens at the top of the key, or he's running to the rim for a lob, or he's catching lobs from the dunker spot. It was a completely different role for Nick. And here he was posting up, he's being able to get the ball down the post and go one-on-one. And I think inside out is going to be how this team is going to be able to generate offense. Friday night, Jacoby Wright did a really good job of maybe creating a lot of shots off the dribble, which is something this team desperately needs. And I think they're really trying to figure out which guards are going to be able to create the most shots off the dribble. That's something you're going to have to be able to find out in conference play, but it's still early enough to be able to try to feel that out here early in the season. But Jacoby Wright did a good job doing that Friday. Tonight, I felt like he did a really good job of catching the passes from the post. Sometimes, even if they didn't double in the post, which they didn't do all night pretty much, but Colin would find him. I mean, he had a lot of threes off the catch. I mean, look, Jacoby knocked down, 3 of 7 of his threes tonight. A lot of those came off the catch. He's able to be a reliable knockdown shooter. And here's the thing. Once you get into regular season play, once you do play on Saturday at Indiana, if Colin's able to make Omar Ballo, the bigs for Indiana, pay for single teaming him down in the post, and he's able to score and be effective, then you got to have guys that are able to knock down threes whenever they double Colin or double Nick, and they can be able to find them on the perimeter. Because if you don't do that, then you're just going to be shooting a bunch of empty shots and you're going to be missing a lot, and the offense is just going to stall out. I think what we've seen from Jacoby the last 2 games is he can be able to create a little more off the dribble, maybe fill that role, but also being a knockdown shooter off the catch.
He's been a nice, pleasant surprise coming into a starting role, and he's looked a lot. I mean, he's always been Mr. Consistent, but what you're getting from him right now, I think he's really taking a lot of strides in his game. Like you said, on the catch type of shooter, he's looked a lot better, especially from deep. I feel like he's been South Carolina's most reliable shooter so far.
Certainly.
Yeah, I mean, look, you'd like more guys to fill in those gaps and kind of be along the same accords as Wright is right now, but it is what it is. You're getting good play inside from your front court with CMB and then obviously Pringle tonight. I thought BBV did some good things, and you want all these guys to come along, but I think eventually the shots are going to start to fall. And look, Saturday, it's going to be a tough test going up against an Indiana team that, you know, is poised for a big year. They want to get back to the NCAA tournament. They want to go on a big run. I mean, this is a make-or-break year for Mike Woodson, in my opinion. So
yeah,
a lot's going to be on the line on Saturday. And, you know, again, people will say it's only 4 games into the year after that game. But after that game, we're going to be learning a lot about what South Carolina looks like. But at the same time, we'll also be learning a lot about what Indiana might look like.
Yeah, it's a big one on Saturday. Excited to break that one down. On Monday, after that one is played, we'll react to this game more so tomorrow throughout the course of our shows from 6A to 6P. Until then, final score, South Carolina 80, Towson Tigers 54. Remember, a Towson team picked to win the Colonial Athletic Conference. That's not Colonial Athletic. It's the CAA, Colonial Athletic Association. I goofed that up.
It's okay.
Late. I'm about to fall asleep.
It's okay, man.
I was about to fall asleep during that
the
free
fouls,
throw fest.
The fouls.
Oh, my God. There's so many free throws.
Unreal.
At the beginning of that second half, I was dozing off. That was the basketball version of putting a grown man to sleep. But thankfully, the action picked back up in the second half. But again, South Carolina 80, Towson 54. I'm Elijah Campbell. He's Jack Veltri. We will see you again from Williams-Brice Stadium on Saturday. So take it easy.